Hello everybody, it's Riffraff Hornhelm back again with another presentation for the Dwarven Vault. It's really good to see everybody. I wish everybody a very happy new year. May it be good for your horde and may it be good for your health and just may it be a good year for you. So, it's really good to see you again, and today we have a presentation for you, and today's story is a Veil Tale. Now, this one, we have to set the Wayback Machine to the early days of D&D. This is actually a Veil Tale that comes to us from, I believe it was the Gen Con 3, and it was a tournament that was run by the RPGA, in which the legends of literature each were played as a character within a dungeon. The dungeon was run multiple times by multiple DMs with different groups, but all of them had the same player characters within them. And I was, in this particular case, I was watching one of the dungeons after mine had been completed, and watched the two final characters spar off, if you will, and really showed, to me at least, the difference between magic and not magic, because magic sure whooped not magic. Hey, it's a fail. I mean, this was an epic character who had made his way not only through the dungeon, but through the other characters in the dungeon quite handily, including many who had been gifted with magical items or magical powers. But in the end, and I don't want to say a simple mage, because these were all characters from literature, a mage is what was the undoing. The mage had managed to kill this specific character. Now, this character was a fighter type, and because of the potential for me to have misremembered some details, and because I don't want to besmirch any of the literary characters that were used for this, I'm kind of careful about saying who they were. But this was a fighter type, and it was a fighter type who believed in shrewdness and muscle and speed, could undo or circumvent anything that was magical, whereas the other character was a pure magician, more in the old literature sense, with the robe and the hat and the spells and whole 9 yards. And in this particular case, what happened was that the magic user had stunned, killed, knocked out, I don't remember the specifics, but it was very, very low hit points, either dead or 1 or 2 hit points, onto this fighter character who had fallen to the ground. And they were fighting inside of a dungeon, and it was a stone floor. And the magic user was very clever. He changed the rock to mud, and then he used a push spell to push the badass fighter deep down into the mud. And then after that, he cast permanency on the mud. Now, this fighter did have, even unknown to him, so to speak, regenerative powers that allowed him, if he died, to regenerate. And in the end, this became one of the cruelest deaths I had first witnessed within the D&D world when I was a very young player and the game was very young. This took place in the late 70s. So, at that time, it meant that this character, who was trapped in the mud, would come back to life, swallow more mud, and die before he could get high enough to get free of the mud and actually regenerate and stay alive. And by casting permanency on the mud, no matter what this character did, couldn't get out of the mud. Not without somebody else knowing and being able to knowingly help them which in this dungeon, they were the only two left. I found that to be a excellent fail. I mean, you would have had to see how this all actually transpired and the personalities of the players involved. It worked out incredibly well. It was an incredibly smart kill, and as a since this fighter type was sure, absolutely sure he'd win this encounter and win the dungeon, he had been very excited as a player at that time. Seeing that flip the script and seeing the result was kind of fun, though I know he didn't feel that way, but my hat's off to the person playing the magic user who knew what spells he had, knew what he could do, and was very clever about using them. So that's today's fail tale, and like I said, that was, we had to set the Wayback Machine for that one. That one goes way, way back. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy that, please remember us. Join us. Subscribe. Why not? It's going to hurt you. Go ahead, subscribe. Like what you see if you do. If not, send us comments. Let us know. We want to get better. Take care in the meantime, everybody. Have a great 2024. And remember, dwarves rock!